What it do, guys? Manjoume here, and today we're going to check out the Versus System 2-player card game Marvel Legacy. This is a very hard to find set, and it is long out of print. You cannot even get it from Upper Deck's official website. You gotta go secondhand or be able to buy it sealed secondhand, and I'll tell you, this was not the cheapest thing. But it has a limited edition promo card, which is always cool to see. And my guess is it's probably just an alt art of something that is normally just in the package. Not too bad. Let's get the wrapping off. Looking at the front of the box, we see Spider-Man and Taskmaster. Really cool stuff, and can't wait to see what they can do. On the side, we see not too much new. Always love to see this. Grab it, you're good to go. And then the other side is likewise. Get ready to boost your team. The 4th expansion to the widely popular Versus System 2-player card game Marvel Legacy lets players bolster their teams from the original set. Build your constructed deck from a total of 200 all new cards. New card mechanics, streamlined gameplay, easy to learn, difficult to master, 200 all new cards, and a full color rule sheet. Now the thing here is it says rule sheet, not rule book. So I'm expecting a folded up piece of paper versus a full-on rule book. But hey, they could prove me wrong. Although I don't expect that they will. Yeah, it indeed is a sheet of folded paper. Not terrible, because this is meant to be on top of the Marvel battles. So you already have a rule book, not the biggest thing, as long as this has any new additions that you would need to know. Now there looks to be 2 stacks here. I think we're going to take a look at this one first. This one at least includes some the Defenders content. Don't want to mess with that. Jessica Jones, level 1, a Defender, 6 health, flight 2-4 stat line. She's tough, which I actually don't remember what tough means. Okay, tough. When this character gets stunned, you may recover it, but it still gets a wound. Limited invulnerability during either player's turn. Combat green, Jessica can't be wounded this turn. Uses power only once while she is level 1. Stakeout, level up 5 times when an enemy character appears. She gains an XP, becoming her level 2. She now has a 6/6 stat line. She retains tough and limited invulnerability, but it does change to be she can only use it once while she is level 2, now that she is a level 2. She gains Collar the Suspect, main yellow. Look at an enemy player's hand and discard a character from it. We have not a level 1, but a revamped level 2 for Daredevil. 5 health, 9/5 stat line, the Man Without Fear. During either player's turn, combat red, Daredevil strikes with double his attack this combat. He also has Defender of Hell's Kitchen, level up 1 when Daredevil gets attacked. If he is protecting a character, he gains an XP, which would mean he's got a level 3. His level 3 has a 7/10 stat line. He still has the Man Without Fear, but he gains Savior of Hell's Kitchen. During either player's turn, combat yellow, no more attacks can be made this turn. Effectively just stopping them in their tracks. That looks like the only additions to the Defender cast is they added a character and gave Daredevil an alternate level 2 with an accompanying level 3. On to the supporting cast, we have Misty Knight. 1 cost, 1 health, range, 2/3 stat line, detective work. When Misty appears, look at an enemy player's hand. That seems really good. There's stuff that would really benefit from that, I know. Bionic arm, combat green. If Misty Knight is in melee combat, she gets +2/2 this combat. And that's going to be 4 copies. Next up, we have a White Tiger. 2 cost, 2 health, 3/3 stat line, and Mystical Tiger Amulets. While White Tiger has any +1/1 counters, she has the following. At least 1 1/1 counter, she has Leap. At least 2, she has Ferocious, and at least 3, she has Lethal. We have Jessica Jones's supporting character, 3 cost, 3 health, flight, 4/3 range. She's tough, and it actually explains it there. And Psionic Protection. Enemy players can't use yellow superpowers. That seems pretty good. Locking your opponent out of it, it's hyper specific, so If you can't use it, you just can't use it. But if you can, and it prevents your opponent from using superpower, that seems pretty good. Now we have Stick. 4 cost, 1 health, 5/6 stat line, dodge, can't be range attacked, and Mentor. When Stick appears, put 2 1/1 counters on your main character. If it's Daredevil, put another 2 1/1 counters on him. So that's really good, especially if you're ideally using Daredevil. Next up, we have a plot twist, Reality Shift. Defender's Loyalty. Put this card in your deck only if each card in your deck with a team affiliation has Defender's team. Although you do need 3 Defenders on the board in order to use it. Main heal wound from a character on your side. Kingpin's level 2, so this is an alternate level 2 and level 3 for Kingpin. 5 health, 7/7 stat line, expand your empire, build green, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, put a location from among them into your hand and the rest of the bottom in any order. Take over the country. Level up 2 times when a location appears on your side, he gains an XP. That's not hard to do. I mean, a couple turns on top of it, but not bad. His brand new level 3 is 8/9 stat line. Expand the empire is retained, but he gets take over the world. Main blue, yellow, red. Search your deck in KO pile for any number of locations and put them into your resource row. So you're using 3 in order to play this power. But if you get new locations, they'll be face up, which is going to be more ability to, 1, play larger costing stuff, more amounts of them, and be able to use your powers more often. You likely aren't going to be using Take Over the World that many times, but this opens a field for your supporting characters to be able to use their powers as well. The next character is Baron Mordo. He has 5 health, range, 2/4 stat line, and Hex, which isn't actually explained here, but it is in the literature, which I'll reference right now. Enemy characters can't level up, but they can still gain XP. Very simple, you just hit him, he's face down, power's no longer active, now you can level up. Mesmerize, main blue, choose a player to discard a random card. You may use this power any number of times on your turn. So if you just use it a bunch, you could, if you have enough resources, you could just make them discard their hand. The Black Arts, level up 4 times. Whenever an enemy player discards 1 or more cards, he gains an XP. So you can effectively make them discard their hand and level them up pretty quickly. But you're kind of dependent on the amount of resources that you can get out, which at once per turn, unless there's a way to get it out, otherwise it's going to take a minute. Baron Mordo's level 2, he now has a 5/7 stat line, has Mesmerize, and gains Hypnotize. Must be a fan of System of a Down. Main yellow, choose an enemy main character. It becomes level 1 until the start of your next turn. This one's really cool to see. We have the Leader, 2 costs, 1 health, range, 2/4 stat line, and Leadership. Leader has Leader, and all other characters lose and cannot gain Leader. It's because he's the leader. Massive Brain, main yellow, choose an enemy player. Draw cards until you have as many cards in your hand as that player. Taskmaster, 3 costs, 1 health, 3/6 stat line, and photographic reflexes. Taskmaster has all printed keyword powers of face-up enemy supporting characters. I'm not too familiar with this character, Mr. Hyde. 4 costs, 2 health, 10/10 stat line. Dr. Calvin Zabo. Mr. Hyde appears with 5 negative 1/1 counters, so he's actually a 5/5, but if you have a way to get rid of the counters, or convert the counters, or transfer the counters, he becomes a really strong 4-cost enemy. Or, I guess, supporting character, that is. This is a really cool one. We have Nightmare, 7 costs, 1 health, flight, 7/7 stat line, and Walking Nightmare. Enemy characters can have and gain negative 1/1 counters while stunned. That's just like Symbiosis, where they can have and gain plus 1/1 counters while stunned. So pretty cool to see that. I'm sure there's ways to give your opponent negatives, so that would make sense. Not finished yet. Loyalty to Underworld. Put this card in your deck only if each card in your deck with a team affiliation has Underworld. Main, recover an enemy character. In that, you hit him once, well, at least he only hit me once, or he can only hit me for once. But if you recover them, that means you can hit them again as long as you have the power in order to overcome them again. So they just took 2 hits in one turn. Next up we have Singularity, level 1, A-Force character, 5 health, flight, a 0/4 stat line, Inspire, which means when another character appears on your side, put a 1/1 counter on it. Envelop, reaction blue, when a supporting character on your side gets KO'd, put it in your hand. Find her friends, level up 1 time at the start of your turn. If there are 5 or more characters with the same team affiliation on your side, Singularity gains an XP. To become level 2. Now has a 0/7 stat line where she has Inspire, Envelop, and she now has Gravity Vortex, main yellow, put an enemy supporting character into its owner's hand. So just bounce them back. For the new level 2, we have She-Hulk, who has 6 health, 7/6 stat line, A-Force Assemble, main red. When characters on your side team attack the next time this turn, put a +1/1 counter on each of them. Keep fighting, level up 3 times. When characters on your side team attack, She-Hulk gains an XP. So that's pretty cool. That's not too dissimilar from Captain America from the Marvel battles, but kind of does her own thing, which is cool to see. Her new level 3 actually doesn't gain any more attack, but does gain 3 defense. Welcome to the team. Build yellow. Search your deck for 2 characters with the same team affiliation, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So not quite a draw 2, but pretty close to it. Since you can pick 2 different characters, it locks you out of locations, plot twists, or equipment, but the ability to get more characters and more cards is always a good thing to have. We have Hawkeye, 1 cost, 1 health, range, 3/1 stat line, and quick draw. While Hawkeye is range attacking, enemy characters can't strike back at her. On the A-Force team, we also have Squirrel Girl, 2 cost, 2 health, 3/3 stat line. Let's get nuts. When Squirrel Girl appears, you may put a Monkey Joe token on your side. When Squirrel Girl recovers, you may put a Tippy Toe token on your side. We do not have those tokens, I guess. Next up is Spider-Gwen, 4 cost, 1 health, 4/7 stat line, dodge. She cannot be range attacked, and Dimensional Wristwatch. You may recruit Spider-Gwen from your deck. Search your deck for her, shuffle your deck, then recruit her. It's a very interesting card because you'd have to have the foreknowledge of, hey, I have this in my deck and it costs this much. I wonder if that's something that you'd have to disclose before the match, or if it's something like, I have 4 points. Guess what? I may not have anything in my hand, but I do in my deck. That would be like an anime moment. I'm actually kind of curious to see how that actually plays out in a match, especially in a competitive match. Ooh, we have Crystal, 6 cost, 1 health, 5/5 stat line, Elemental Master. Crystal has the following for each basic location type on your side: blue, flight, red, range, green, +5 attack, and yellow, +5 defense. So you'd have to have a bunch of different ones, obviously, and if you start using her powers, they're no longer on your side because they're face down, but she would become super, super powerful. Oh, okay, here we go. We have our Monkey Joe token. Monkey Joe, this is that token, and it only appears when Squirrel Girl does the ability, meaning this does not go into your deck. 0 cost because it's a token, 1 health, 0/1 stat line, cover Squirrel. Squirrel Girl has +2 defense while she's on your side. Squirrel Interrupted. When Squirrel Girl on your side leaves play, KO Monkey Joe. On the other end, we see Tippy Toe. Tippy Toe has 0 cost because it's a token, 1 health, 0/1 stat line, Squirrel Power. Squirrel Girl has +2 attack while she's on your side. Squirrel Interrupted. When Squirrel Girl is on your side and leaves play, KO Tippy Toe. For the plot twist, we have Ready for Anything. You need 3 A-Force characters and you have to have A-Force loyalty. Put this card in your deck only if each card in your deck with a team affiliation has A-Force. Ready each character on your side. That seems really good. They all make their attacks. You play this, they can do it again. For one of the other newer teams, we have the Femme Fatale's Mystique. This is an alternate level 2, 5 health, 110 stat line, Masquerade. During either player's turn, combat red, choose another face-up character. Mystique gains attack this combat until her attack is the same as that character's. Still bitter. Level up 9 times. Whenever Mystique gains attack, she gains that much XP. So obviously one can feed into the other. And with her attack starting at 1, using Masquerade will mean she is likely to increase it quite a bit. That'll get you to level 3. She now has 6 health, 512 stat line. She retains Masquerade, but she gains Identity Theft. Main yellow. Choose a level 2 Marvel main character from outside the game. She transforms into that character. That's really cool, and I actually wonder if, I mean, obviously you'd have to have like a stack of level 2s that you brought into the game or brought from outside the game that's like your possible transformation pile, perhaps. But I mean, yeah, that's really cool. I'm not sure what happens like if she gets like hit, stunned, or knocked, and you're now face down when she comes back. Obviously, it was a level 2 of whoever you turn into, but does she turn back into this? Or does she stay that character for the rest of the game? For the new Femme Fatale character, we have Electra, level 1, 5 health, 34 stat line. She has dodge and ninja training, main red. Electra gains stealth this turn. She can melee attack back row characters even if they're protected. Assassination, level up 2 times. When Electra stuns a back row defender, she gains an XP. So you kind of almost have to do one and the other. Her level 2, she now has a 6-7 stat line and she gains hand experience. Main yellow, put Electra into her owner's hand and set aside any counters on her. At the start of your next turn, put her onto their side with those counters. So it just kind of hides her for a little bit. So she can't be attacked anymore, but she'll come back with the same counters. Calypso, 1 cost, 1 health, 2-3 stat line, and Voodoo Potion. When Calypso appears, you may remove all +1/1 counters from a character. I want one that does that for negative counters for that one character. We have the supporting character version of Electra, 3 cost, 2 health, 3-4 stat line. She has dodge, stealth, and paid assassin. When Electra KOs an enemy back row defender, draw a card. Oh wow. We have Lilith, 4 cost, 1 health, flight, 4-6 stat line, and vampirism. When Lilith KOs an enemy character and survives, remove that character from the game. She has +1 health for each character removed this way. You know what? We actually do have plus health tokens, so might actually get to use them. Oh wow, equally as crazy formidable, we have Hela, 5 cost, 2 health, range, 5-5 stat line, and Touch of Death, main green. If all enemy characters are stunned, put 5 +1/1 counters on Hela. So she gets even stronger. Next up for their plot twist, we have Fatal Attraction, which requires 3 Femme Fatale characters on the board. Femme Fatale Loyalty, put this card in your deck only if each card in your deck with a team affiliation has Femme Fatale. Main, put 3 +1/1 counters on a character. Not too crazy, but decent. I would run it in the deck. Okay, so this set included some errated cards. Thanos, level 1 and 2. So let's check it out. Thanos, level 1, 6 health, 3-4 stat line, Court Death, main green. Shuffle each character in a KO pile into its deck. Then put that many +1/1 counters on Thanos. The Mad Titan, level up 6 times. When an enemy character gets KO'd, Thanos gains an XP. His new level 2, he now has 6-6 stat line and the Infinity Gauntlet, main blue, yellow, green, and red. For each enemy player, stun their main character, KO one of their resources, KO one of their supporting characters, and they discard a random card. Now I don't have the original on hand, but presumably those were too strong, and they kind of reprinted a more tame or fair version of that card. Looking at the next stack, it's clear that we're going to get a new level 3 for Wolverine, which is odd because before they gave level 2 and 3, so it's a little weird that they're skipping out on it for Wolverine unless this happens to be the promo card that was advertised on the front of the box, because it does say VSP-021, which could be promo versus promo. So I'm going to say right now that's likely our promo. So let's set that aside. And no, he's not part of this stack. So we'll set him aside for now, assuming he is our promo. We're looking at the Avengers. They gain Thor, 6 cost, flight, 1-4 stat line. He has Berserker. When this character attacks, put a 1-1 counter on it. Lightning Strike, main blue, put 3 -1-1 counters on an enemy character. Worthiness, level up 7 times. When a good character on your side attacks, Thor gains an XP. So that means it doesn't have to be him in order to get the XP. His level 2, he now has a 5/5 stat line. He retains Berserker, Lightning Strike, and gains God of Thunder, main green. Double the +1/1 counters on Thor. You may double the -1/1 counters on another character. So if you take that one who has 10 and then gets 5 -1/1 counters when it's played, use that God of Thunder ability, and now it has nothing. And I think it actually gets stunned from that action. Spider-Man is the new level 2 in this set with 5 health, 410 stat line, great power. During either player's turn, combat green, Spider-Man gets 1/1 this combat for each face-up supporting character on your side. Greater responsibility, level up 5 times at the end of your turn. Spidey gains 1 XP for each face-up supporting character on your side. His level 3, he now has 6 health, 611 stat line, still has great power, but he has his amazing friends. Build yellow, draw a card for each face-up supporting character on your side, which is almost like a win more button. Now we're looking at Falcon. 1 cost, 1 health, flight, 1/4 stat line. He is mobile once per turn during your main phase, but not during combat. You may move Falcon to your front or back row. Sidekick. When Falcon team attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each other attacker. That's pretty neat. He helps to power up the other boys. Ooh, okay. We have Agent Peggy Carter. 2 cost, 1 health, range, 3/2 stat line, and honorary Avenger. You pay 1 less to recruit Avenger characters. Really good utility there. Which you can use to recruit Mockingbird. 3 cost, 1 health, 4/5 stat line, and Martial Mastery. Main red. Choose an enemy side and put +1/1 counters on Mockingbird equal to the number of supporting characters on that side. Be really good on in battles against someone who has Swarm, and so obviously they put a bunch of little guys on the board. Now you're going to get +1 for each one. Really good. Captain Britain. 4 cost, 2 health, flight and range, 4/4 stat line, rule Britannia. When Captain Britain gets powered up, put 2 extra +1/1 counters on him. So he just gets extra powerful. Pretty cool. Avenge. You're going to need 3 Avenger characters and Avenger's Loyalty, meaning put this card in your deck only if each card in your deck with a team affiliation has Avengers. Main stunned and exhausted supporting character. Oh right, here he is. This is actually what I was really looking forward to, is seeing a main character version of Cyclops. Of course, he's on the X-Men team, 5 health, range, 2/5 stat line. He has a leader. While this character is team attacking, you choose who the defender strikes back against. Battle tactics, main red. Move a character on your side to the front or back row. Just basically gives them mobile. Homo Superior. Level up 5 times. When an X-Men supporting character appears on your side, Cyclops gains an XP. So you just want to play a bunch. He is level 2. He now has a 5/8 stat line, and he gains Optic Blast. Main blue. Stun an unprotecting supporting character other than Cyclops or Havoc because they are kinetically immune to each other's mutant powers, which is an odd but accurate depiction. That's super cool. The alternative, level 2 for Wolverine, 5 health, 6/8 stat line, shtick. During their player's turn, combat red, Wolverine gets +3 attack this combat. What he does isn't very nice. Level up 2 times. When Wolverine stuns an enemy defender while attacking solo, he gains an XP. Then his level 3, which we see we have the alternate art version of. Again, I wonder if each box had a different alternate art version of a level 3, or if they're all just Wolverine. Let me know in the comments below if you happen to know. His new level 3 has 6 health, 9/8 stat line, retains shtick, but gains Kill Frenzy, main green. When Wolverine stuns an enemy defender while attacking solo, this turn, ready him. Okay, supporting character Shadowcat. 1 cost, 1 health, 1/3 stat line, and intangible escape. During either player's turn, combat blue. If an attacker or defender is on your side, put Shadowcat next to it and cancel the combat. Use this power only while Shadowcat is in your hand. Very important, having a hand trap is really cool. We have Bishop, 2 cost, 2 health, range, 2/2 stat line, and energy transference. When you use a blue superpower, put 2 +1/1 counters on Bishop. So you use that in conjunction with Cyclops, and you do that thing he did in the show where Cyclops blasted Bishop, which fueled him in order to do a really cool bigger blast. They say you're welcome to each other, as if each other one would say thank you to them. It was fun. It was a good scene. Psylocke, 3 cost, 1 health, 4/5 stat line, and Psychic Knife. When Psylocke stuns an enemy defender, that player discards a card. Kind of simple, but it seems pretty good because you're handicapping your opponent and hurting them for their next turn. We have Havoc, 5 cost, 1 health, range, 5/6 stat line, and Plasma Blast. Main blue, stun all supporting characters other than Cyclops and Havoc. Again, because they're canonically immune to each other's powers. Next up, we have Gifted and Talented. You need 3 X-Men characters on board to use this, and you need X-Men loyalty. Put this in your deck only if each card in your deck with a team affiliation has X-Men. Build, draw 2 cards. I mean, that's just, any draw card is going to be really good. Drawing 2 cards, you get Pot of Greed. And I'm never going to not put a Pot of Greed in a deck. That's really good. Looking at the Guardians of the Galaxy team, we're adding Drax to the lineup. He has 6 health, 4/3 stat line. He has Lethal, which again, when this character stuns a defending supporting character, KO that character. Call enemy, main yellow, move an enemy supporting character to its front row. So it's kind of like a web yank. You grab him, pull him to the front. The Destroyer, level up 4 times. When Drax KOs an enemy character, he gains XP equal to its health. If it had 1, only 1. If it had multiple, and all he has to do is be that final blow, he can gain a lot of XP. He is level 2. He now has 6/6 stat line, and he gains Brutal Strength. Main green, put +1/1 counters on Drax equal to the total health of enemy characters that were KO'd this turn. Ooh, Groot is the one that gets an alternative level 2. 6 health, 8/8 stat line, which I think is just stronger than what the original had. I am Groot. During either player's turn, combat green, Groot gets +1/1 counters this combat for each resource on your side. I am Groot. Level up 3 times. When you gain a resource, Groot gains an XP. I think I like that because I am Groot is the only thing he can say. So I wonder if the rest is going to... Yep, it is. I do love the fact that all of his powers say I am Groot because that's all he can say. Rather, that is all we can understand as an audience until we get to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So he now has 7 health, 10/10 stat line. He retains the first I am Groot, and now he gains a second I am Groot, main blue. Put +1/1 counters on Groot equal to the number of resources on your side. Okay, so the first I am Groot is for that one combat. The second one is just a permanent, just put counters on him. So the second one is just put them on him, he retains them until he gets knocked down, he loses counters, then he keeps going. The first one is just for that one combat. So you do it the one time. If he gets attacked again that turn, well, he doesn't get that again. So that's something to keep in mind. And the utility of one over the other. Charlie 27, 1 cost, 3 health, 1/1 stat line, and Jovian Strength. Combat green. Charlie 27 gains attack and defense until he is 27/27 this combat. Martin X. 3 cost, 1 health, range, 3/5 stat line. Heat up, main blue. Stun an enemy supporting character that costs 2 or less. Cool down, main blue. Exhaust an enemy character that costs 4 or more. It can't ready until after your next turn. Okay. It's the sequel to Warhawk. We have Starhawk, 4 cost, 2 health, flight and range, 4/4 stat line, 1 who knows. You may look at the top card of your deck at any time. You may recruit characters and play equipment and plot twists from the top of your deck. There was literally another card that did that. Was it Cable? I don't remember exactly who, but there was another card in an earlier set, I believe, that could do this. I think an earlier set. Probably from a different team, though. The Collector. 5 cost, 1 health, 0/1 stat line, Elder of the Universe. If the Collector gets stunned during combat, he doesn't get wounded. Add to the collection. Main yellow. Collect a supporting character removed from the game. You may only collect a character with a different team affiliation from every other character you've collected this game. So I guess you just would get one of each. So you use that once and you may be done unless your opponent has a variety of teams. Next up, we have You Are Groot. We need 3 Guardians of the Galaxy characters and Guardians Loyalty. Put this card in your deck only if each card in your deck with a team affiliation have Guardians of the Galaxy. During either player's turn combat, choose a character in the combat to get +1/1 this combat for each resource on your side, which again plays into that Groot playstyle, so makes sense to be You Are Groot. I forgot about this team, but we have a revamped Green Goblin from the supervillain team. 5 health, flight, 6/6 stat line, sadistic choice, main yellow. Choose an enemy supporting character and stun it unless the player discards a random card. Mayhem and Devastation, level up 3 times when an enemy character becomes stunned. Green Goblin gains an XP. His new level 3, he now has 6 health, flight, 8/8 stat line. He retains sadistic choice but gains Goblin's Game, main red. Choose a player with no cards in hand or no supporting characters on their side. KO their main character. Literally gave him a win condition. So you either want to give them that sadistic choice to make them discard a card or make them have to stun their character, which will leave them to get closer to either one of those conditions. So as long as you can hang on to a red, you'll always be a threat of them going into one of those states. So that is really crazy. Kind of want to try that. And the new character for the supervillain team is Ultron. 7 health, flight and range, 3/1 stat line, a little weak. You have Swarm, so you can have any number of them on your side, so there's probably some main deck Ultrons that you can actually play. Normally you cannot play, say, if you have him as your main character, Green Goblin, you cannot play another Green Goblin. Can't do it. But with Swarm, you can have this Ultron out and then play a supporting character Ultron. Iterate, build yellow, put a supporting character named Ultron from your hand or KO pile onto your side. It's really good that you can use your KO pile, meaning if one enters the game early, dies, you get that yellow, you can get it back. All of you against all of me. Level up 6 times at the end of your turn. Ultron gains XP for each character on your side named Ultron. Obviously, you're going to want to Swarm, put multiples of himself to rank up really quick. To become level 2. He now has a 6/2 stat line, not very defensive. He retains Swarm and Iterate, but he gets Reiterate. Build blue, put up to 2 total supporting characters named Ultron from your hand and or KO pile onto your side. So you're going to do that and just swarm a whole bunch. Probably do some team attacks. He has flight and range, so I think that means basically wherever he is, he can hit basically anything as long as it's not protected. On to the supervillain supporting characters, we have Crossbones, 1 cost, 2 health, range, 1/1 stat line. Henchman, when a supervillain supporting character appears on your side, put a +1/1 counter on Crossbones. Combat Master, when Crossbones is in combat, enemy players cannot play plot twists. I like being able to lock your opponent out of anything. That's definitely one of them. The Grand Master, 3 costs, 1 health, 0/1 stat line, Elder of the Universe. If the Grand Master gets stunned during combat, he does not get wounded. Enforce the rules of the game. When a supporting character appears other than by getting recruited from a hand, KO it. So that would be like Ultron, where he can come from the KO pile. So that's pretty cool. Oh, a really cool one. We have Mr. Sinister, 5 cost, 2 health, 6/6 stat line, genius. At the start of your turn, draw a card. Genetic Manipulation, main blue. Choose another supporting character to gain 1. Flight, range, berserker, dodge, ferocious, or lethal. I mean, they're all really good, so, pick whichever one really helps in that situation. Whoa! Somehow we got Onslaught. 8 cost, asterisk health, asterisk attack and defense, joined consciousness. When you recruit Onslaught, each player reveals cards from the top of their deck until they reveal a character other than Onslaught. Remove those characters from the game and shuffle the remaining cards into those decks. Onslaught has the powers of the removed cards and base stats equal to their total attack, defense, and total health. Which, you're talking about supporting characters, so they can be as low as 1, but as high as 3-ish. So if you get really lucky, he's going to be almost impossible to get rid of. If you don't, he'll have 3 attack. Steel and Flame. You're going to need 3 supervillains on the board, but it has supervillain loyalty. Put this card in your deck only if each card in your deck with a team affiliation has supervillain. Main, put 2 -1/1 counters on each enemy supporting character. Really cool stuff, really cool. Then we have another errated card, Cosmo. 1 cost, 1 health, range, 1/3 stat line, and nullify. When Cosmo appears, choose an enemy character. It loses and can't gain keyword or superpowers this turn. So the difference, and this is one I actually played a little bit, so I kind of remember it. The difference was it would lose the powers as long as Cosmo was on the board. This just says for this turn. So you could lock your opponent out of the ability to level up for maybe half, if not all, the game just by keeping this bad boy in the back row. But with his new version, it says that, well, you're going to stop them from being able to get stuff for that one turn. So it would probably be better, to, even if he's not dead, to just replace him with another one so he gets that ability again. But in this case, you'll have to just cycle through them. So for the errated cards, we got an errated Thanos, level 1 and 2, and then Cosmo, which I guess I'll be, in this instance, I will be taking out the older versions of these cards and replacing them with these new errated versions because they did go to the trouble of releasing such errated versions. Here is the top of it, where it says Versus System, 2-player card game, Marvel Legacy, but see here it says Old Favorites, New Teammates. This expansion increases the options for the existing 8 Marvel teams. Each team gets 1 new main character, a new level 2 and 3 version of an existing main character, 4 new supporting characters, and 1 new plot twist. Level 3 main characters. Some main characters can now level up a second time. Each existing character now have an alternate level 2 and level 3 card. When your main character levels up for the first time and you have a different level 2 version, you choose which one to level up to at that moment. At the beginning of the game, you must show your opponent each main character you might level up into. For example, if you're playing Spider-Man and you want the option to level up into both of his level 2 versions, you must show them to your opponent at the time of your reveal you're level 1. Each new level 2 card has a level up power that allows you to progress to level 3. Can't level up from an old level 2 to level 3 because it doesn't have a level up ability. The level up condition is always the same as the level 1 version, but usually a faster rate. Each level 3 card offers a great new superpower as well as a health boost. Main characters with keywords. This expansion also introduces 8 totally new main characters, each of which has a keyword power such as Berserker, Leader, or Tough. Each of these powers work as if they were on a supporting character. Powerful plot twist. Each team gets 1 new powerful plot twist, but there's a twist. Each one has 3 team symbols at the top right of the card, which means you must have 3 face-up characters with that team symbol in order to play the card. And each of them also has the new loyalty keyword, which means you can only put in your deck if each card in your deck with a team affiliation has the noted team affiliation. Updated cards. 2 existing cards have been changed due to game balance and have been reprinted in the set. First, Thanos, main character, has a tougher level up power and a weaker Infinity Gauntlet power. Second, Cosmo's nullify power only lasts for 1 turn. Note, Wolverine's new level 2 card level up power has slightly different wording from his level 1 version, but they work the same way. Hawkeye and Bishop. Some characters share a title or mantle as other characters in the game. For example, this set features the newer Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, instead of the original Clint Barton. In cases like this, the newer character will have 1 or more stars before and after its name to differentiate it. The card's full name introduces the star treatment, so it will count as a different character for the purposes of uniqueness. This way you can have both Hawkeyes, Clint, and Kate on your side at the same time. Note, since their names are different, they can't be used to power up each other, although a future set will have either a character or a plot twist that allows you to do that. Good and evil. Some effects refer to good or evil characters. A character is good if it's on a good team and evil if it's on an evil team. The current good list of Marvel teams is Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, X-Men, Defenders, and A-Force. The current list of evil characters. The current list of evil Marvel teams is Supervillains, Underworld, and Femme Fatales. Stealth. This is a new keyword that allows you to melee attack protect a character. It's sort of like flight, except enemies with flight cannot stop you. You can have a stealth character team attack as long as each one is able to attack the defender. So if you had 2 that had stealth, they could stealth team attack. But if one didn't, then that one wouldn't be able to legally be included in that team attack because it wouldn't be able to attack in the back against a protected character. Identity theft. Mystique's superpower allows her to transform into a different level 2 main character. When she does this, remove her from the game, put the new character into play with the same orientation, ready or exhausted, that she was in. Move all counters onto the new character, applying the effects such as freeze to the new character. Playing with friends, you can choose to transform into any character in your collection, but if you're playing with a tournament, you must select 3 main character options when you build your deck. You must set them face down next to your unused level 2 and level 3 characters. You don't need to show them to your opponent. Hypnotize. Baron Mordo can revert a main character back to level 1 until your next turn. When the effect wears off, the character goes back to whatever level and card it was before. Hand experience. Electra, main character, has a superpower that allows you to hide her in your hand until your next turn starts. But if she somehow gets discarded from your hand, shuffled back into your deck, or otherwise goes anywhere except play, you'll lose the game at the start of your next turn. Wow, you have a lose condition almost when you play as her. Energy transference and psionic protection. These powers refer to blue and yellow superpowers. This counts for any superpower with the appropriate symbol in its cost. Genetic manipulation. This power grants a keyword to a character. Unlike most effects, which only last for a turn or 2, this effect lasts until the character leaves play. Let's get nuts. Squirrel Girl's power lets her put token characters into play. A token character works just like a regular character, except that it ever gets put into the KO pile or otherwise leaves play, it ceases to exist. The token card can be later reused if Skullgirl reappears again. Dimensional Wristwatch. Spider-Gwen can be recruited while she's in your deck. To do so, announce that you're recruiting her. Then search your deck for her, shuffle your deck, and then pay to recruit her. Note, you may only announce that you're recruiting her if she is actually in your deck. Joint Consciousness. Onslaught's power occur when you pay to recruit him, but before he appears. This way he will trigger any appears powers on cards he removed from the game. Select keywords, and I think we actually did go through every one of them, but there's a list. Little artwork of Spider-Man. Well guys, that's it for the Versus System 2-player card game, Marvel Legacy. What was your favorite new addition to the game seen here? Which was your favorite level 3? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to stay up to date with my videos and live streams on both YouTube and Twitch, check out links in the description below, like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining. That's all for now guys. Manjoume out.